Yo, what's going on, people? It is the Nicholas Christakis Chelsea Football Channel, and today is the match reaction to the Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2. Not a great result. The result is good because it's a win, but the result is not great because we didn't play that great. Of course, there were some standout performers in this one. Really big standout performer, especially one really big standout performer that I'm very happy that I made a really good video about because the truth's coming, and hopefully Maresca sees it. All of us are seeing it. Hopefully he sees it too. But we'll get into that in just a second. But 2-0 win. Very solid result in a way. We got two good goals. The first half, of course, was scoreless. We had chances to score. They had some chances to score, but it wasn't enough to get a goal in the first half. Second half, we get a goal pretty quickly on Jadon Sancho pushing a cross cross to Nkunku, who touches it down and then puts it in the top left corner. Very good game for Nkunku in this one. Very, very solid. And then the second goal was later on in the match after we'd have been 1-0 for a very long time. And, Heidenheim had been threatening, very, very much threatening. And Jorgensen made a load of stops in this one. Very, very good performance. And yeah, he was perfect. But yeah, the second goal came again. Great team play between Dewsbury Hall and Jadon Sancho, and then running into the box, played it across to Mudryk, who put in a laser beam top ins. Can't be more top ins than that. But great goal. I had Mudryk scoring in this one. I think in Kunku, I didn't say it, but I had Mudryk. I think getting on the score sheet. Um, but those were the goals. Overall, though, I'm not really impressed. The defense was very lackluster in this one. I don't know if it was because of the defense in general. I think that DTC was lacking, but the defense was a very big negative. Let's get into the lineup and we'll discuss more about it. So this was the lineup that Enzo Maresca picked for this match. As you see, it was Jorgensen, Vega, Badiashile, Tosin, DTC, Dewsbury Hall, Casade, Mudryk, Nkunku, Sancho, and Mark Guiu. Of course, my lineup was very similar. Instead of having Guiu playing, which I almost thought was going to happen. I thought it was a little bit too much of a difficult game for Guiu to get that playing time, but I think he did get in, which I'm very much happy about. He played pretty well. And Kunku came in at attacking mid. Joao Felix, of course, didn't start the game. He did come in later, but besides the point. But the lineup I predicted was exactly, it was almost the exact same lineup. And for this game, let's go straight through it one by one. Jorgensen, brilliant, absolutely brilliant in this one. There's no way to put it. He should be the starting lineup goalie. He's absolutely spectacular, this guy. 11 saves today. SofaScore gave him a 9.8 rating. There's no way to put it. He should be starting the Premier League games for the foreseeable future. Maresca will not do it. We know that he won't change it for some random reason. He's going to play Robert Sanchez, but Jorgensen should be the starting goalie. No ifs, ands, or buts. After a performance where you make as many key saves as he had, some of the saves, okay, give him some credit. There were some saves right at him. But some of the saves were too easy for him to, mess up. And he didn't mess up the easy ones. And that's what matters. He didn't mess up the easy ones. He saved everything he needed to save. He saved the shots clear in front of him, and he gets a 10 out of 10. He saves us in this one. It could have been a way worse performance without him. Vega at left back, you might be wondering why he gets a 7. Dude, every time he was on the ball, he looked very good. He was probably one of the best, if not the best player in that back line. I thought he looked so much older than his age says. I thought he was brilliant in this one. Vega gets a 7. Badiashile, it goes crazy to say that when you were from Leicester, you look so much better, but the players around him are so much better than what you get in this B team that I think it makes him look a little bit worse in this one. But I think Badiashile, it's a 5. I thought he was average today. Few moments I didn't like from him, but I don't think it made it look like a too bad performance. I think that what really saves this defensive line was the offside trap. The offside trap was brilliant in this game. One guy scored a hat trick of offside goals, I'm almost certain. So the offside trap gets a W today, but to be honest, Badiashile not great. Tosin gets a 7. I thought out of the center backs, he was the best. Easily, I think maybe 7 might be too high, but I thought he was he was fluid in his play, made some line splitting passes just like Badiashile was doing. He was actually progressing the ball up the field, which I was very happy about. But I thought Tosin was very solid. One person I didn't think was very solid was DCSC. Dude, this guy just can't play right back. The number one thing that we talked about before the match preview was talking about Josh Achiampong. Can Josh Achiampong get the contract signed and get playing in this game? Of course, he was in team training, which was brilliant. But the problem is that, even though he was in team training, he didn't come along to Heidenheim, which of course sucked in essence. But at the same time, like, did we expect it? I didn't expect him to come. I didn't expect him to play, which he didn't. But the thing is, it proves that he needs to be playing and get ready. It proves that he needs the playing time. But it proves that he's got a place in the lineup guaranteed. Gusto's getting injured this season. Reese is going to be out. I think they said for until the new year. So he's got a place in the lineup. You just got to sign the contract and you're in. So it's that simple with him, in my opinion. Cassidy and Dewsbury Hall were pretty decent. One Cassidy, of course, got a red card late in the game. It was a little soft. This referee was a little on something today. I wasn't a big fan of his referee job, but Dewsbury Hall in this one I thought was pretty solid. Gave it a good shift. That's back-to-back performance. I really thought he was really solid in the Conference League. Of course, I think it's Noah. Everybody was good, but Dewsbury Hall was very, very solid. I thought that he did really well with combination plays. I thought he was getting into good spaces. He was making good passes. But there was one shot he had that he really should have converted, but he didn't convert it. A lot of sloppy conversions today. That didn't happen. But getting into Mudryk's first half was horrific. I thought he was really, really bad in that first half. But the second half, he was really showing his quality, and that goal showed everything about his quality. Absolutely brilliant in that second goal of the game for Mudryk. I thought that second half saved him. It's a good thing he kept in with or Maresca kept Mudryk in that game, because I thought that it was very, very important. I thought it was very, very important that he keeps getting this consistent playing time, and he keeps playing the way he is. He was very excited, of course, after scoring that goal. And Nkunku through the middle, of course, he scored a really good goal, but he was playing really consistently throughout the entire match. Of course, he went off with an injury. Hopefully, it's nothing too major. It didn't look like it was too major because he walked off the field pretty quickly after it happened. Sancho gets an 8. He was brilliant. 2 assists on the day, but both assists were very good. He was getting involved in the match well. He got taken off for Tyree George way late in the match, but he may or may not be involved on the weekend's game. Of course, Pedro Neto seems like he's going to be back in the lineup. And I think Malo Gusto is as well. So good thing there, but really good positive from Sancho after he's been out for illness for a little while. And Marguillo up top. I mean, he had a lot of chances in that first half to get a goal. Just didn't come for him. Goalie made a really good save on one of them, but I think he should have converted one of his chances and gotten another goal today. Should have came really early in the match too. Just needs to find the consistency, man. Just needs to find the consistency in the back of the net, in my opinion. I really think if he can find that consistency in the back of the net, then I think he's got the sky's the limit for him. I think this guy needs a loan move, if anything, but I think it was a really good enough performance today to warrant more starts in the Conference League. And at this point, we've already made the knockout rounds. To be expected, we're now 4-0 here in the Conference League this season. Let's put it this way. Chelsea were not only the front runner to win this competition before, even it was announced that we were in this competition after we won the FA, or the Man United had been in the FA Cup or won the FA Cup. We immediately all thought the same thing. We immediately thought, oh yeah, Chelsea win the Conference League. And so far, it looks like that. This was the toughest test, in my opinion, we had in the Conference League league phase. Now we're going to be playing a bunch of nobodies. Astana, I think, is next from Kazakhstan. After that, I think, is the last game at home against Shamrock Rovers from Ireland. So win those two, you top the group, or the top of the league phase with a ridiculously insane goal difference of probably plus 20 by that point. Right now, I'm almost certain it's plus 15 in 4 games. So we have been killing these teams in the Conference League. Absolutely nobody's on the same tier. I think the best teams in this Conference League this season are like Real Betis, but I think that's the best other team in this competition. But again, it's someone that's not even close to us in terms of quality. So if we don't get far in minimum in this competition, if we don't win this competition, it's a pure failure. But there's a few things I wanted to talk about before I finish this review up. Like I said, I didn't think the defense was very good in this one. I think that it shows who needs to start in Prem games, and it shows the levels between the difference. Of course, it's really hard to rank Disasi. I feel bad because he can't play his natural center back position, but something about him is just not all there. And I don't think he's Chelsea quality, and that's why we think Achiampong needs to be playing. But I think the defense in this one was very leaky. They did a great job on keeping their offside lines, but the defense on the set pieces was just not good. On the defensive set pieces were just not good. And I really think that it showed how badly we need to continue to have the same guys playing at center back for us in the Premier League. So that's the major thing. The next major thing I would say is that, like I already stated, I'm going to say it one more time because I think that it needs to be said, and I think everybody understands it needs to be said. Jorgensen needs to be the starting goalie. He needs to be there on Sunday. What does Robert Sanchez do better than Jorgensen? Absolutely nothing. He does nothing better than Jorgensen. Jorgensen, I love the way he plays with the ball at his feet more. He was able to distribute the ball with quality today. You could see him even getting mad at his players when, like, Batty Shield passed the ball to him for no freaking reason, and he gets pissed. He's like, he had to try and do some dumb clearance. So he was getting pissed at his players. You could see he was really excited to be getting all the clean sheet in this one. I was very, very excited. He was able to keep the clean sheet, and he saved the game for us. He saved the game for us. It was that clear. So really, really big positive for Jorgensen, and really should be playing in the next game. So that's the second thing. And one more last thing I would say needs to be probably warranted in this one. I think that the academy is going to be more involved in these next few games. But like I've been already saying, Achiampong, I think will sign. I'm going to predict it. I think Achiampong is going to sign his contract soon, and he's going to start to get game time in the conference league. I just think it's really getting close. I think the margins are getting closer, and I think he's going to start to get game time. So I think Achiampong is going to sign a deal, but I think for the rest of these games in the conference league, we're going to see a lot more academy play. And in the next game, I think there's a good chance we may see Roxaki start, and maybe even Keanu Dyer start because of the suspension now of Kaz today. He's going to miss one game because of 2 yellows. So in the next Conference League game against Astana, I think there's a good chance you might see an Academy graduate play alongside Dewsbury Hall. Of course, I'm saying Dewsbury Hall because it's almost certain it's going to be him. So I think that's what we'll see in that one. But guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys. Match preview tomorrow for Aston Villa. Already doing the match preview for Aston Villa as it's only 2 days away. They have a very, very small break Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. A lot of guys were rested for this game, and it ended up working out fine. So hope it'll work out. Hope we get that win, but we'll see you in the match preview. See you guys in that one. Peace.